Cobargo was hit very hard by the Black Summer bushfires. I'm not making comparisons with other areas. The whole East Coast was hit hard. But in a small community of approximately 800 in the village and surrounding area, we lost 301 homes. We lost some lives, tragically, and we lost half of our little historic Main Street commercial strip, effectively rendering us with a non-economically viable remaining commercial sector. In the immediate aftermath of the bushfires, our community all got together and we did really basic community-led recovery, set up our own refuge at the showgrounds, and we really were the little mouse that roared there because we were told to shut down and all move down to Bega, and we refused, and we stayed where we were. We had one lady who told the police that they'd have to bring a body bag to get her off the showgrounds. So we quickly started a process of community consultation. A couple started running, I think people might have heard, I think it's Cafe World, running community consultation processes every week and then every month, where we brought together individuals and community groups to come forward with their ideas. What do we need as a community to start the recovery process? We were very lucky as a very small community to have some exceptional social capital, some people with corporate and government experience who were retired and were prepared to step up to the plate and commit to the work. We had some local funding through a bushfire recovery fund, which gave us some very important seed capital to help us write our funding submissions, because we decided to go for the main game. My group, we formed the Community Development Corporation to tackle rebuilding the main street. The BLURF funding we were going for, the Bushfire Local Economic Recovery Funding, excluded the owners of commercial property. So we had the idea that if we could get the funding, and would those people sell the properties to us, and we would rebuild it as community-owned infrastructure. That's commercial infrastructure, including apartments and housing in the village. We understand from our advice that it has not been done anywhere else in Australia. It has been done in a couple of overseas situations. So we then had to go through the funding application process, which in itself adds a whole additional layer of trauma to your community, and the waiting game, and then you find that it's competitive, not only with everybody else who has a community that's affected by the disaster, but your own council is competing from the same bucket of money, and they put up $55 million worth of projects, most of which were in areas and for projects that were unrelated to the bushfires. Their argument was that we would benefit from the trickle-down effect. We said, we're certainly feeling the trickle-down in Cobargo. We worked with some consultants and some low bono architects, and it was a very exhaustive process to put together the funding business case and application, and we were ultimately successful. And we thought, well, the job's done now, but really that was just the start of the process. You then have to go through the onboarding, the funding deed process. That's another 6 months. And then you've got to work with government sitting on your project management team. And they're here to help you, but dealing with the bureaucracy, both the red tape and the blue tape, that's the sort of inertia within local, state and federal government, is a real challenge. And you, as community group, we had to learn when to stick with the program and when to actually go outside and take it up to a political level. Our board at 5 occasions has voted to dump the project and hand it back to government and say, well, there you go, you own some land in Cobargo, off you go. And 5 times the minister's CEO has been, or director of department has been on the phone saying, calm down. So it really is a long and exhaustive process. But the value of it is that out of that community involvement all the way through, we've had a huge amount of community consultation, almost too much at times, but you have to bring the community with you. You will get a small amount of detractors sitting on the sidelines, and a lot of them just want it back like it was before. They want to have their 2 bobs worth. You ask them to come and participate. Why don't you join the committee? Oh, no, I haven't got time for that. But basically, navigating the process of a major project is going to be difficult, particularly an infrastructure project. With all the delays we've had, long delays from council with DAs, and I won't go, that's another book. We ended up, the project, we got just under $10 million grant. We're now sitting at 20 million, and it's still going up because every day we get more delays from mainly they come from various government sectors mainly. We as a board have to be very careful. We are responsible for taxpayers' money, and we are right on the knife's edge now. But fortuitously, we're building. We're on, the stuff has started. I just got a message I've been away. I just got a message from a local person down there how excited the community is that it's finally happening. We're nearly 5 years since the bushfires. We see it as an absolutely essential project, not just to restore our economic biomass, but to lift it up to a resilience level. Otherwise, our town will just become a footnote in history. We've got to keep a critical economic biomass for our town, to keep our teachers in the schools, to keep our other retail shops going, to keep the community alive. And that's our mission. We have a sister project on a smaller scale next to us, which is a bushfire resilience centre, and they are ahead of us, but their project is a little less complex. They don't have residential in it. So together we are now starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel. We've probably still got another 12 months to go. I think our challenge going forward is to share with other people the processes we've been through, and to help keep identifying with government these barriers to recovery, barriers to community-led recovery, the barriers to delivering these projects, even when the government said, well, here's a bag of money, go for it. Thank you.